Okay, real talk. You're watching soccer. Some guy scores. Everyone loses their mind. And then some dude on the sideline raises a little flag and the goal gets wiped out. And you're sitting there like, what just happened? If you grew up watching football, basketball, or baseball, the offside rule probably feels like soccer's way of making things unnecessarily complicated. And honestly, you're not wrong to be confused. But here's the thing. Once it clicks, it makes total sense. So stick with me. 3 minutes. Let's crack this open. Why does this rule even exist? Picture this. No offside rule. A big striker just walks up and stands 2 feet in front of the goalkeeper. All game. His teammate kicks it long. He taps it in. Repeat. Forever. It'd be like camping under the basketball hoop all game with nobody allowed to guard you. No movement, no teamwork. No. Just exploitation. The offside rule stops that. It forces attackers to earn their position. It's the reason soccer looks like chess instead of chaos. So what is the rule? When your teammate passes the ball forward to you, you cannot be closer to the opposing goal than the second-to-last defender. Why second to last? Because the last one is almost always the goalkeeper. So you're really talking about the deepest regular defender on the field. Think of it like an invisible line drawn across the pitch at that defender's position. You can't be past that line at the moment the ball is kicked to you. If you are, flag goes up. Other team gets the ball. Goal wiped out. Simple concept, brutal in practice. The timing. This is where it gets tricky. Offside is not about where you are when you receive the ball. It's about where you are the exact moment your teammate kicks it. One frozen snapshot. That's it. That's the only moment that counts. Think of it like a false start in football. Doesn't matter what happens after. The play was already broken before it developed. Same idea here. If you were ahead of that defender when the ball left your teammate's foot, you're done. Doesn't matter where you end up. What body parts count? This is where things get almost absurdly specific. Your arms don't count. Only the parts of your body you can legally score with. Head, chest, shoulders, legs, feet. So if your shoulder is past the defender's shoulder by 1 inch, offside. 1 inch, players have been flagged by a kneecap. A pinky toe. Literally an armpit. And there are slow-motion VAR replays in professional soccer that genuinely look like a forensic crime scene investigation. Welcome to the beautiful game. Why do referees seem to always get it wrong? Because for most of soccer history, one guy on the sideline had to judge, in real time, at full speed, whether a player's body was ahead of a defender by a matter of inches while both of them were running. That's a nearly impossible job. They got it wrong a lot. So soccer introduced VAR, Video Assistant Referee. Now they can pause the game, pull up multiple camera angles, draw digital lines on the screen, and measure exactly where every body part was at the moment of the kick. Sounds like it solves everything, right? Here's the catch. Cameras only shoot so many frames per second. The exact moment the ball is kicked can fall between 2 frames, so the technology itself has a margin of error. And sometimes that margin is actually bigger than the difference being measured. Players have been ruled offside by distances the camera cannot even confirm with certainty, and instead of arguing about the call, now everyone argues about whether the technology is trustworthy. Progress. So let's bring it home. Flag goes up, goal disallowed, crowd goes insane. Now you know exactly why. An attacker's shoulder, or toe, or knee was past the last defender at the exact millisecond the ball was played. Not when they scored, not when they received it, the moment it left their teammate's foot. One sentence that captures everything. Offside. Is a simple idea that's nearly impossible to execute perfectly. And that tension is exactly what makes every through ball feel like a gamble. Here's the real question worth sitting with. If the best technology in the world still can't call this with full certainty, Should soccer rethink the rule? Or is the controversy actually part of what keeps us glued to the screen? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this finally made soccer make sense, hit subscribe. Every week we break down the rules, the tactics, and the moments in sports that are way more interesting than they look. You're already here. Stick around.